Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Entertainment only. Okay, I'm going to have tomorrow off, which means I'm going to have a 3-day weekend, so I'll see you again in 3 days' time. Today is my Thursday. Mind you, it feels very much like Blur's Day. So I'll see you on what is my Monday. For the UK US area, it will be your Sunday. So, what do I say? Don't feel obliged to watch any of these readings if they don't suit you. The idea of doing the one topic per reading is you can pick and choose, but if you like, spread them out over a few days. Okay, I'm using the Runic Tarot now. I'm very aware that this is a dark deck. I will do my best. I am at the dining table, and in fact, behind these concertina doors is my office. It's just an alcove. The light is absolutely shocking, and the desk is wide enough for me to work on, but it's not actually wide enough to do readings. So that's why I'm out on the dining table here. I don't use a ring light because the ring lights, I know what my triggers are for migraines, and ring lights are one of them. So eventually get my own office one day, and we'll get it all sorted then. Up there's Spot coming in from saying hello up the hallway to the delivery guy earlier. Right, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading is that apparently Trump, now I'm going to call him Trump because for some reason overnight the energy shifted and he doesn't have power. He feels incredibly diminished at the moment, and I think it's partially to do with the press conference that took place in the Oval Office with Leon. Trump feels incredibly diminished somehow. So his name, it has no power now. So I'm going to call him Trump. I do apologize if it triggers for you, but just think about the fact that it's he. There's it. I can't quite explain it. It's almost like it's just turned to dust. Is the feeling? Is the name has just turned to dust? Anyhow. Apparently, he talked to the Kremlin regarding winding down the war with Ukraine. Hegseth is over at NATO headquarters at the moment. As Denise Knight said when I did my reading on Miles' meeting with Hegseth, Richard Miles is the Australian Defence Minister, met with Pete Hegseth, and of course Denise made a comment. She said, I wondered if that cocktail card was going to come out. Yes, it did. He is so out of his depths. And I was watching Rosie's Insights the other day, and last night, I can't remember which one said that they see an image of him, basically a sodden mess on the floor of a cheap motel. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. He's so out of his depth, and it won't be long before he's entertainment only back on the terps. So anyhow, apparently Hegseth was over at NATO at the moment. And he gave a bit of a speech at the speech going over there, but he's ruled out the US supporting Ukraine becoming part of NATO. Okay, those all who voted for Trump thinking that he was going to support Ukraine and end this war, you're in the find out stage of the FAFO. Ruled out NATO becoming Ukraine becoming part of NATO. And I believe because to become part of NATO, it has to be unanimous, like every country has to agree with it. And they've come out saying that Trump has come out saying Ukraine may become Russia someday. Sure, that went over well with the Ukrainians. And I believe they're talking about negotiating a ceasefire and an end to the war. Well, I think that's going to include some redrawing of the borders that Ukraine are not going to agree to. So Trump and Hegseth can say whatever they like if Ukraine, with the support of Europe, say there will not be a Russian foot on Ukraine soil, or a Russian military foot on Ukraine soil, then it doesn't matter what Trump and Hegseth say. So I want to have a look to see how that's going to play out. Now, just going to put it out there, there are 8.2 billion, with a B, people in the world. The US, I believe, if I've got my numbers right, at last count, made up 335 million people. That means there are 7.9 billion people that live outside the United States. Now, the United States is the most powerful democracy, GDP-wise, I believe. But I think India might give them a pretty good run for their money. I wouldn't say India's the best either. But I just point out that as turbulent and as awful as things feel at the moment, there's a heck of a lot of people that don't live in the United States. There is vast population of the world that are sitting back and going, yeah, no, not going to happen. Don't think so. And we've got your back. For those of you in the United States that are fighting this from the inside, we have got your back and we are here for you. Now, as I split the deck when I was about to start this reading in regards to a supposed end of the world, I got the Star of Hope, the Star of Healing, the best of the strengths. Protecting, he's holding on to the little boat there, protecting and fending off this attacker. This attacker that's got coils all in the background there, this tumultuous times. But we're also at this sort of point as well, the Tower. I don't think I can do a reading without the Tower showing up, to be honest, at the moment. But this particular Tower, this dragon, is flaming the piles of gold. Absolutely flaming, and those that were sitting upon it. So, two different dragons. You'll notice they have different heads. So they're not the same dragon. Right, I have my rune cheat sheet here. I will not stop and read every rune. It's just if I'm looking for some more depth. Now, I just purely printed this off the internet. So just Google Viking rune meanings, because these are Viking Norse runic tarot. And I do apologise if ruins is not a word. I believe it's runa rather than the runes. And it's R-U-N-E-S or R-U-N-E. And it's just blame it on the accent. Okay, let's have a look. I want to have, first of all, a look at Hegseth. How's Hegseth going at NATO? How is Hegseth, Pete Hegseth, so out of his depth, talking through his rear end? Show me how's Pete Hegseth going. Okay, I'm getting, what's the term? Imposter syndrome, but he is an imposter. Show me, how's Pete Hegseth going at NATO? Okay, that one's jumped out. They've told me to stop shuffling. Feels very much like, do you remember the photograph during Trump's first term where Ivanka was at this world leaders meeting and he was talking to Angela Merkel, and Angela Merkel's face was like, what's this handbag designer talking about? Yeah, it's got that vibe about it as well. Come on down, let's have a look. Right, hopefully. Okay, I shall just move that there to ensure that these cards show up. I've got my light sensor over there, which I lifted ever so slightly. That was a little bit far down. Okay, this one fell out. How's Hegseth going? Okay, we are literally throughout the world at the moment looking at fight of good versus evil, the dark versus the light. You and I are the light. We are in the light, fighting over what is most precious. There's a little cloche down the bottom there with a rose in it. We are in this fight of good versus evil, and we cannot afford to lose it, and we won't. Now, I'm drawn to the fact of the moon here. Don't know whether that's a moon eclipse or not, because you've got the moon. This looks like a moon eclipse because you've got the moon shining all the way around. I hope you can see that. Now, you've got the dog here, the wolf, chasing the chariot, pacing the movement forward. Trying to see what else is on this card. Aside from the mountains in the background, you've got the wolf pursuing the chariot. Don't know whether the wolf is good or bad. But yeah, literally you've got good versus evil, and you've got on this shield here of good, this symbol means heritage and land of birth. The challenge. So how's Hegseth doing at NATO? Secret deals being done in the dark corners over a few drinks, or is he just having a few drinks? The challenge. I think he's getting on the terps. It's an Australian saying, means getting on the drink. I think his challenge is he's getting on the terps, getting on the drink. There's somebody he's trying to keep pace with here, and they just keep bringing more and more. Okay, at the foundation, the hanged man, being stopped, being seen differently, being sacrificed. The energy that he's stewing in. Impotence. Thank you. An inability to move forward. I'm just getting impotence. In the past, how's Hegseth doing at NATO? Well, in the past, he thought he was all that in a cup of tea with his position internally. This is about protection, taking his throne as he sees it. But we've got the protection card here. The shield of protection. So this is him taking his throne as defense secretary, thinking he's all that. Crowning this reading, and look at this major arcana through line. High Priestess. The bison in the room that is not being talked about. Hidden agendas being revealed. And you've got death hanging from both of those trees. There's death. No, death's not on this one. Sorry, death's on a different one. The secret, the bison in the room that's not been talked about, the hidden agenda. Now, through line, the hidden agenda, the fight of good versus evil, being stopped, being made to feel impotent, and you've got the challenge is getting on the drink. The immediate future, the Queen of Swords, bringing forth a truth, a strategy, saying, bring it on, we've got this covered. So to me, this feels very much like the EU, saying, yeah, whatever. And externally, he might find himself tossed out of the ranks. He might even face some legal action about something here. I'll ask about that in a moment. yeah, tossed out, and the shield's closed behind him. I just don't feel he's going to have any cut through here. Internally, plan coming to fruition overseas, or are they just NATO's just sending him on his way, packing him up and sending him on his way? See you later. This rune is about honor and justice and leadership and authority, which is over these three figures, not over the ship. Hopes and fears, Russia, absolutely. Hopes and fears is Russia. The outcome, see you later. Ending, door being shut, a death, a defiance of Ukraine, and a new partnership. And Boudica, movement forward. Boudica, taming the two cats and movement forward. Remember there was a black cat on my reading about 3 or 4 readings ago this morning. When I was reading on Musk's Kid in the Office with Trump, and Trump had the black cat sitting at his feet. This time the black cat's on the move. Black cat is on the move. Movement forward. Look at these major arcana that we're getting today. Okay. I don't think. How's Hegseth going to go at NATO? Well, they're not exactly going to laugh at him, but I just don't think he's going to. It's almost like a yeah, whatever. Okay, so show me. Just feels yeah, whatever. It's almost like they'll they'll be polite and listen to what he has to say, but then they'll just do what they were going to do anyhow, the rest of them. So show me, what's NATO? What's NATO going to do for Ukraine? Ace of Pentacles, new protection, and Six of Cups. It's all about protecting the families, protecting the future of Ukraine. And the past, going back to the past, how things were before Russia invaded. I see that Crimea will become an independent sovereign country of some sort. Show me, I've been saying that since the start when this is all over. Manifestation, an offer being made, 7 of Wands, calling down the fires that be on those below. King of Cups, negotiation, Star, the Star of Hope and Healing. We've got the corruption and disregard for human life. Deals being done in the dark corner, and this being brought to an end. The corrupt disregard for human life is going to be brought to an end. Might even be the death of, how do I put it? I was going to say Putin, but I think Putin's already dead. I haven't been able to pick him up for a while. The perceived death of Putin. I've been seeing this. One of his doubles is going to get taken out, and that will be the end of it. Show me. The Emperor, something coming out of the blue for the Emperor. Something coming unexpected for the Emperor. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? Show me. Show me, is there going to be ceasefire talks? Right, now 9 of Wands, setting up the boundaries, do not pass. 2 of Cups, discussions and agreements. Here's this negotiator again. I don't think it's Biden, but I think what it is, it's about emotionally mature leaders in plural. Here's the defiance of Ukraine again. 8 of Wands, information coming forward and closing ranks, tossing out the maligned one and closing ranks again. I don't think Ukraine's going to enter into some sort of ceasefire, as in giving up land. I think this is our land and we're going to stick by it. The symbols here, what do they mean? What have we got here? We've got power of renewal. We have, what's that one? Find that one on my list there. The power of renewal. I just think it's just a barrier. I'll have to, I don't know that my list is complete. I'll actually have to look up the book for the, but yeah, I just don't feel that. See, this here is this here, back to front. So this is on this side of the barrier, and these guys are on that side of the barrier. Yeah, I just think they're going to, there's going to be discussions about it, and there's going to be a really good negotiator, but I think Ukraine is just going to defiantly say no. Okay, we're not giving up any of our land, let alone all of it. So how's this going to play for? Yeah, I don't think they are. They're going to stick a post in the sand and say, do not cross. New beginning in this. Okay. So how's this going to all play for Hegseth and by extension Trump? How is this Ukraine and Europe and rest of NATO defiance going to play for Hegseth and by extension Trump? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ukraine comes to the table and talks. I just don't think they're going to give anything up. Okay. They're going to just, they themselves can't put, I just don't think, where am I going with this? Things are not going to move forward. I just don't really think that they overly care, to be honest. Too busy having a drink in the celebration. Things not moving forward. Is this negotiator, Queen of Pentacles and Justice. Seeing this as protection of Ukraine, negotiator, protection of Ukraine and justice. We've got this corruption and disregard for human life. A lot of work going on behind the scenes. The defiance. Sneaking into camp and stealing, taking something. This could be a unaliving attempt, because the next one is the Four of Swords, which is about, if you have a look at it, the leader is in that longboat. Then we've got the Ten of Wands, planting the seeds towards a new future and investigations underway as to who was involved, who had what sort of contracts and agreements. Page of Cups, unexpected out of left field. It's going to put somebody under arrest. That is going to bring about an ending to the greed and the lust for power. Interest. The bizarrest thing is when I look at these two cups, two cards, because, well, what is it? It's the Ten of Cups, which is also an ending card. So we've got Ten of Cups, Ten of Wands, World card, all ending cards. But when I look at the images on these two cards, it just feels like Hegseth's just on the drink. He's over there on the lamb, having the drink, loving yucking it up with the big boys. Really, really odd feeling with those two cards. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to wheedle too much out. There's like a zillion questions I could ask, but I am feeling that, again, Hegseth, way out of his depth. I just think he's on the terps, on the drink. He's yucking it up, he's rubbing shoulders with the big boys and he thinks he's all, yippee-doo-dee. And just the oddest feeling. So yes, Ukraine will very possibly come to the table and have a bit of a yarn, but they're not going to give an inch, is what I'm getting, and I'm getting that they've got the support of the EU and the UK and the rest of NATO. Let's see how it plays. Might have to revisit this one. See, catch you later.